morning, guys, and listen, welcome to the show. Uh, Glad to have you guys here. Today is Wednesday, June 27th, 2018. And let's get right to the markets. Let's open the charts right up and let's take a look at silver. Guess what? They're being successful at a smackdown right now, and it's possibly the biggest smackdown we've had lately. I mean, they've broken it through. They've broken it through. It's down 1610. It's dropping like a stone right now. It's going straight down, straight down. It must be like 1609 because it's definitely below that 1610 line. Could they get it into the 15s? I'll tell you what. With fuel prices going up right now while we speak, costs for diesel going up, silver price going directly down, inflation going up. We had John Williams of Shadow Stats on Greg Hunter today, and he was saying how that the real inflation numbers are somewhere around 10%. If they measured it by the old way they used to measure it, like 10, 15 years ago, they've been cheating on the inflation numbers. So we got 10% inflation. Silver's going 10%, 15% cheaper every year, while everything else is going up in price. Soon, these companies like motor car companies will be able to start making your door handles out of silver because it'll be cheaper to make it out of silver than it will be to make it out of pot metal. This is the way we're going with this, you know. So they'll make your door handle out of silver for your car. The emblems that says Dodge or Chevy or whatever, you know, or whatever car you buy, the emblem, you know, on the rear bumper, it'll be made out of solid silver because it'll be cheaper. Well, we know that this can't happen because there's such a limited supply of silver on the earth. I mean, somebody is going to come in there and back the dump truck up and say, I'll take it all at these prices, at all the physical that's left, you know. If these prices keep going lower and the prices of everything else keep going higher, I mean, I'm just mad. I'm just mad because I don't understand how they're getting away with this so well. The banks have so much power to drive this thing down for such a long period of time while everything else is going up. And so it's the only thing that's getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper while everything else is getting higher and higher and higher. It's the most ridiculous thing. In the end, you'll go to the grocery store and your meat will be higher price per pound than silver. It just doesn't make any sense. They got such control over this with the paper price, but you know what? This thing's going to explode when it finally goes, you know. Okay, so let's take a look at cryptocurrency here, which ultimately you got to understand that Bitcoin came from nothing. I remember one time when Bitcoin crashed and it went down to almost zero. So it's just a computer, really all it is a computer algorithm. It's just a computer, there's really no substance to a Bitcoin. Although the computer makes its substance. It's, I just had a thought about this. I'm going to try to express it. It's the first tangible thing that we've ever created from computer. In other words, it actually does exist, but it's a tangible thing that actually exists in this world, but it's totally generated by computer. It's the first material object that we've actually created that has substance to it that we can actually use as money that's actually generated by a computer, in my estimation, you know. But here what we're looking at. What are we looking at right here? We're looking at the Bitcoin price descending downward, trying to make a bottom at 57.80 at Bitstamp, and right now it's at 60.92, and we're looking at something that's struggling to stay up above $6,000. Picture if a kiddie was in the swimming pool, you know, and he's doggy paddling for all he's worth to try to stay above the water and try to keep breathing above the water. This is what Bitcoin's doing. It's doggy paddling right now for all it's worth to try to keep its head above the water. That's what Bitcoin's doing right now. It's trying to sink down to make another bottom below $6,000 somewhere. Now, how low will that bottom be? Well, it tried to make a bottom here at 57.80. I don't really think it was altogether successful. I think a bottom would more be established around 5,200 or something like that. The next bottom. So I think we're going to make 3 bottoms. And then I think Bitcoin is going to slowly go back into a bull market again. I think it's going to give you ample opportunity to buy, and it's going to go into a bull market again. I think this next bull market, if you don't have some Bitcoin, when this next bull market hits, by the time the bull market's going to be over, you're not going to be able to afford to buy any Bitcoin anymore if you're a normal guy, because the price is going to be so high on these cryptocurrencies. I think Bitcoin is going to retain its position as the top dog of the cryptocurrencies, because I think they're going to scale it ultimately. They're going to scale it, and I think it's going to be used for moving vast amounts of money very quickly and efficiently through the ecosystem. So even if in the future it does cost $4 to send a Bitcoin, what's a better way to send $1 million from the East Coast to the West Coast in a fraction of a second? Can't do that with gold. Okay, so let's move on to the cryptocurrency market capitalizations. What we're seeing today is Bitcoin dominance at 42.6%. So Bitcoin's running strong, boys. She's running strong at 42.6%. She was in the upper 30s, but now she's back up to 42.6. Market cap $245 billion. We're looking at everything in the red. All these coins are in the red today. Like I say, they're all struggling to keep their head above water right now. Litecoin is at $78. Listen, getting to the nitty gritty of this, like I say, I think it's going to make 3 bottoms. If you can pick the right timing to get in on this, when it's at its bottom price, this is the hard thing to do. If you can get some of this stuff while it's at its bottom price, when it makes its next run up, it's going to be huge. But it might be a little while yet before it makes its next run up. But the next run up is going to be huge, bigger than this last one. And this is when we're going to actually see the fiat financial systems die. Simply put, they're going to die, and this is going to increase. This is why this next run up in cryptocurrency is going to be so big, is because as the fiat system dies, this is going to empower the cryptography system. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a transition over to gold, silver, and cryptography as money. Gold and silver is going to go back to being money, and so is this cryptographic money. And the fiat system is going to die. And this transition is not going to be pretty. It's going to cause major disruptions worldwide. It's going to cause a depression like the 1929 Great Depression, except more disruptive and more worldwide and terrible. And the people that live through this are going to be traumatized. Okay, so now let's take a look here at the Dow Jones Industrial Market. The Dow Jones Industrial Average today is 142 points to the good. But this is well within this range where we've seen it range bound now ever since February 8th until now. It's been range bound, and we've been seeing it tread water. It's really honestly been treading water ever since then. Just going along, bouncing along within a very tight, narrow range, Okay, so let me go back to take a look at the silver. Yeah, it's still going down. 1612. It's actually bounced back from 1609 to 1612. Bounced back a little bit, but I mean, it's hurting today. What a great day to buy silver. What a great day to buy silver. So now let's take a look at oil. Oil is up, unimaginably up to $71.59. So this is really, this is a good price. Oil's getting up there, and so you're going to see a change at the price of the pump. You're going to have to pay more. But, looking ahead, about maybe 2-3 years into the future. You better not have a big SUV or anything like that that's a gas guzzler, you better buy into yourself a little tiny car uh, like a Toyota Yaris, or buy yourself a Honda Fit, or buy yourself a Nissan Micra or something like that. Buy yourself something that's got a little. My dad calls them kick butts, because of the little tiny car, And buy yourself one of those little kick butts to drive with a little tiny 4-cylinder engine in it, because you're going to need it when the gas prices get where they're finally going. I'm going to tell you. Okay, so bonds and rates today. The U.S. Treasuries are maintaining this position of being down. Yields are down. I'm not exactly sure how long this is going to last, but I don't think it's going to last too much into next month, because they're going to raise the bar $10 billion, and that's got to have an effect. The Fed, next month, it's coming. So they're going to raise the bar on these. So we're going to start to see these yields pop. I'm expecting the U.S. 10-year to go over 3.1%, maybe 3.15, 3.2. This is what I'm expecting by the end of next month. So this has got to start moving, and it's got to start moving fast. Now let's take a look at the U.S. dollar index. 95 right now. So she's made it back up to 95. She's exceeded the 95 bar. The U.S. dollar's riding strong. They really want to knock the U.S. dollar down, but they're having a hard time. That's why all these trade tariffs and stuff and trade wars are going on, trying to knock that U.S. dollar down. But it's not easy to knock it down. It really wants to go back up. Now, this article on Zero Hedge about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. How long do investors plan to hold on to Bitcoin? It says, did investors buy Bitcoin because it was trendy? Or are they committed to cryptocurrency for the long haul? Well, they bought it because it was a speculative investment. Not so much because it was trendy, but because the price was going up. And if you want to know when they're going to sell it, I mean, I haven't read this article. I haven't read any of it. I just went on here and saw this article. And it says, do investors plan to hold on to Bitcoin? If the answer is no, they're not holding on to Bitcoin. And this is why we're making bottoms right now. An awful lot of these people that bought in now, they're starting to sell off their Bitcoin. They're doing what I did. They're getting frightened. They're starting to think, well, maybe Bitcoin is tulip mania, and they're getting frightened, and they're letting go of their Bitcoins into the market. And every time these Bitcoins are going into the market and prices go lower, sentiment is getting weaker and weaker, and these weak hands are letting it go, and the price is going lower and lower, and it's making these bottoms. It's going to continue to do this to a certain point. Well, then we're going to go back into a bullish market on this thing. Now, how low will it go? I'm thinking it won't go below 2,000. It won't go below 2,000. Or if it does go below 2,000, it won't stay there very long. And then it's going to make its turn. Of course, 2,000 would be great. That means a normal guy can probably get into a Bitcoin again. Next time, if I get a hold of a Bitcoin again, I'm going to tell you what, I'm HODL in that sucker. I'm not letting them go anymore. And this is the thing. I'm waiting until the best buying opportunity I can find. I'm trying to be patient. I'm going to HODL. I mean HODL, because I know what's coming. What's coming is a transition. The fiat monetary system is going to go down. And this is going to empower the cryptocurrencies, and it's going to empower gold and silver. And so both of those assets, cryptocurrency and gold and silver, is going to be good. If you're in the old fiat monetary system, and that's all you got, if right now you got $500,000 in the bank and that's all you got, you haven't got nothing else, and that's it, you are going to get hurt so bad. You're going to get hurt so bad. There's going to be nothing left of your entire $500,000 you've been saving all your life or whatever. There'll be nothing left of it. This is going to chew it to pieces. This is basically a bank robbery, because you're going to be able to leave your money in the bank and it's going to all be robbed from you by inflation. All your money, your $500,000. Right now, you got $500,000 in the bank. That whole $500,000 is going to be robbed right out of the bank without you ever making a withdrawal. It's going to be robbed because it's not going to be worth anything. And at the same amount of time, well, look, this effect has already happened. Take a look at the people who bought into Bitcoin for 5 cents. Okay? Right now, it's worth over $6,000. So it's went from 5 cents to $6,000. Now, in the same amount of time, the dollar's lost about 30 to 40% of its purchasing power. So that 5 cents has lost 30 to 40% of its purchasing power in that same amount of time from 2009 until now. So that 5 cents would buy you more back in 2009 than it does now. It's more valuable, the 5 cents back in 2009, than it is now. And so which one do you want to go with? Because this same effect is going to continue. The dollar's on its way down to zero. Since 1920s until now, it's lost 96% of its purchasing power. There's only about 4% left, and that 4% is being dwindled. Shadow Stats is giving you the real figures. 10% per year, you're losing. So that means next year, your 500,000, and this is if it doesn't increase. It is increasing. It is picking up steam. So, but if it doesn't increase, we're looking at 10%. So next year, your $500,000 is going to lose $50,000. That means you got $450,000 by next year. The year after that, you've lost another $50,000. You only got $400,000. That's $100,000 of your $500,000 lost in 2 years. I mean, and in the same time frame, how high is Bitcoin going to be on the other end? It's going to continue to rise. And gold and silver's ready for a pop too. So do you really want to stay all in dollars? You got to think about this. You got to, and if you go into bonds, say you go into bonds, your bonds, there's no place to be either, because the United States is $20 trillion in debt. And the bonds are tied to the United States government, and their currency is going to really go downhill into a hyperinflation anytime soon. So listen, thank you guys for listening to this market report. I know I rambled on a little bit about this, but we'll catch you in the next one very soon. And thank you guys for your support. It really means a lot to me. And we'll catch you in the next show. Bye-bye.